Hey y'all, my name is Jacqueline. I'm one of the co-hosts of the new Rotten Tomatoes weekly review show, See It, Skip It, and I am so excited to speak with our next guest. You may recognize him from Netflix Bloodline or maybe a little independent film, Star Wars Rogue One, but today he's here to chat with us about his latest film, starring alongside Gary Oldman, Joe Wright's Darkest Hour. Ben, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
So I'm really excited to talk about this film. Your portrayal is of such an iconic person from history with such an iconic voice, George VI. So how was it getting the accent?
Yeah, it took a lot of work. I mean, I think Joe Wright, our director, was, offering me something pretty extraordinary in the circumstances. I've been playing a couple of, unpleasant guys. So to get offered to play King George in such amazing company was a gift.
It is my duty to invite you to take up the position of Prime Minister of this United Kingdom.
For those people that have seen or are aware of The King's Speech, which is the film with a beautiful performance by Colin Firth, overcoming his stutter. This is George a couple of years on from that.
Winston lacks judgment. He's a bully.
If you hold on to the good trend, Colin got an Oscar. Maybe this, if we hold to the trend of playing this character, I hope so anyway.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So what's your process? What do you look at first when you pick a role?
So you look at, script is incredibly important and how you feel about it and whatnot. But then you look at, what the film is, who the people are, and you hope for the best.
How often do people come up to you on the street about Star Wars, though?
It's not as many as you'd think, and I think part of that is people don't expect to be seeing someone on Star Wars when they're walking down the street. I get a lot of people for Bloodline, and I think that's because they get to spend a lot of time with Danny, and I probably appear to be a little closer to Danny than Director Krennic in my day-to-day attire.
Well, I think it's going to get worse because your next film is like a cultural phenomenon with Ready Player One.
Steven Spielberg, there's a real energy around stuff. When you get stuff that he likes, it is the best feeling on earth because he's got a great deal of enthusiasm and stuff, but his love for what we do is so alive, and it's also got such a depth of knowledge.
Yeah, well, you got a good one here with Joe. I mean, he did Atonement, and he's doing this one. I feel like I have to mention the look that Gary pulled off in this film. It's like he's kind of unrecognizable.
Yeah, he is the apex of acting, and to get to work with him is pretty damn good.
All right, I hope folks get to see you and Gary together in the film. Darkest Hour premieres in limited screens November 22nd, opens wide in December. I have to just ask though real quick. Captain Marvel, come on. Are you gonna let us know?
I wish it were true. It's always flattering.
Does that mean it might be true?
Look, it's a bit like the Secret Service. You can't confirm or deny anything.
Sounds like a confirmation to me.